The laughter froze in my throat before I could even finish the sentence. I should just get a new husband, I'd said, smirking as my friends chuckled around the dinner table. It was supposed to be a light-hearted jab. Something harmless, the kind of playful teasing married couples do when surrounded by friends. But the look on Daniel's face stopped everything. He didn't laugh, didn't smile, didn't even blink. His fork clinked against the plate, the sound slicing through the quiet that suddenly filled the room. Then in a voice low enough to make my heart thud, he said, "Maybe you should, Emily. Someone who doesn't already know everything you've been hiding." The table went silent. Only the faint hum of the ceiling fan filled the space between us. At first I thought he was joking some dry comeback. But then I saw his eyes. Cold. Calculated. Empty of the warmth that had once been my home. The air thickened. My best friend, Olivia, reached for her wine glass, pretending to find the label on the bottle fascinating. My brother cleared his throat and muttered something about checking on dessert. Daniel didn't look away. And that's when I knew. Something was wrong. All night I replayed his words. Someone who doesn't already know everything you've been hiding. What did that mean? What could he possibly think I'd been hiding? After our guests left, I found him sitting on the porch, a half-empty glass of whiskey in his hand, staring at the night like it held the answers I didn't. "You embarrass me," I whispered, my voice trembling between anger and shame. "You embarrassed yourself," he said without turning. I folded my arms. "Daniel, what's going on with you? Why would you say something like that in front of everyone?" He finally turned, his expression unreadable. "Because lies deserve light, Emily. And you've been living comfortably in the dark." I felt my pulse race. "Lies? What lies?" He smirked. "Don't act like you don't know. I saw the messages." The world tilted. My mouth went dry. "What messages?" "The ones between you and Jason." Jason. The name hit me like a punch. Jason was my coworker. Or he had been my coworker until a few months ago when he transferred to another branch. "Daniel," I said slowly, forcing calm into my voice. "Jason and I were working on a project together. You know that." He leaned forward, eyes sharp. "Working? That what you call it? You told him you missed him. You called him at midnight. You told him not to tell me about your lunches. Do you want me to go on?" I felt my stomach twist, my skin prickling with a cold sweat. "It wasn't like that," I managed, though even to my own ears the words sounded weak. He stood, the chair scraping harshly against the wood. "It was exactly like that. You think I'm an idiot." "No," I said quickly, tears welling. "Daniel, listen to me. I never cheated on you. I swear it." He shook his head slowly, his voice dropping to a whisper that cut deeper than any shout could. "Maybe not with your body. But you did with your heart." And with that, he walked back inside, leaving me standing in the soft hum of crickets and regret. The days that followed felt like living in someone else's nightmare. Daniel didn't yell, didn't fight, didn't accuse me again. But he also didn't look at me the same way. He'd become quiet, polite even, but distant, like a stranger who happened to live in my house. Every time I tried to explain, he'd nod absently, offer a tight smile and say, "I know, Emily. You didn't mean to." But the words were empty. And worse, so was he. I started questioning everything. Was I really blameless? Those late-night texts, the laughter, the harmless flirtation. It had felt innocent at the time. A friendship. A distraction from the dull ache that had grown between Daniel and me over the years. Maybe I had crossed a line I refused to see. And maybe I was only realizing it now, too late. 2 weeks later, I found an envelope on the kitchen counter. My name on the front, written in his familiar, careful handwriting. Inside was a note. "Emily, I'm going away for a while. I need space to think, to feel something real again. Don't try to find me. You already lost me once. Now I need to find myself." Underneath it was a photograph. It was of me and Jason, taken at the office Christmas party last year. I hadn't even known someone had snapped it. In the picture I was laughing, my hand on Jason's arm, leaning close enough that it could easily be mistaken for something more. My heart broke all over again, not because of what Daniel saw, but because I could finally see it too. The way I'd blurred the boundaries. The way loneliness had disguised itself as friendship. The way I'd fed the very insecurity that had poisoned what we had left. Months passed. I didn't hear from Daniel. Until last night. He showed up at my door looking older somehow, tired, worn down but calm. "Can we talk?" he asked. I nodded, stepping aside. We sat on the couch, the same one where we'd watched movies and fallen asleep in each other's arms. "I've been doing a lot of thinking," he began softly. "And maybe I overreacted. I shouldn't have humiliated you that night. I'm sorry for that." My throat tightened. "You had every right to be angry." He looked at me for a long moment. "Maybe. But you weren't the only one who strayed, Emily." I blinked, unsure I'd heard him right. He exhaled slowly. "Her name was Mia. From work. It started after I found those messages. I told myself it was harmless, just conversation. But it wasn't." My chest ached. "You slept with her?" He looked down. "Once." Silence. Heavy. Crushing. In that moment, the full circle of our betrayal closed in on both of us. Neither of us had meant to. But somehow we'd both broken what we were meant to protect. I didn't scream. Didn't cry. I just whispered, "We killed us, didn't we?" He nodded. "Not with one big moment. With 1,000 little ones we ignored." That night, after he left, I sat alone on the porch, the same place where he once told me I'd betrayed him. The air smelled like rain. The world was quiet. For the first time, I realized betrayal doesn't always come with lipstick stains or lies. It sometimes comes from the spaces where love fades and pride grows instead. And sometimes the cruelest part isn't losing them. It's realizing you both had a hand in letting go.